All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Love Island UK weekly recaps. It has been a crazy week leading into the final week. But as always, guys, if you missed any of the episodes, head to 9 Now. They've got everything you need to see. And they've also got some unseen bits in there as well.
Yeah, so coming into this final week, there's obviously been a lot that's happened. And what do you notice in the final weeks? I noticed that, there's less couples. So out in the courtyard, there's more couples just cruising around talking by themselves. There's not really many lingerers. I just feel like the whole vibe in general's, a lot quieter.
Well, it's interesting because when you're in the villa, there's always a massive amount of numbers changing with the islanders in the villa, but for a while there, we were up at around 14, 16, 18 people in that villa. That's a massive amount of people in the villa. With that is a lot of noise, chaos, people fighting, people kissing, all that sort of stuff. So now we're heading into the last week. There's only, how many couples are in there now?
There's literally, I think there's 6 couples left. And then at the end of this week, they'll be down to 4, which will be the final 4.
What was interesting, because when we were in there and it was going into the last week, with the less couples in there, if your partner went down to the beach hut to, talk with someone in there, you would have no one to talk to.
You were literally just like a lone soldier.
Yeah, there'd be no one to talk to.
It'd be 3 other couples and then you just like...
playing with a bug in the corner or something. So with it being the last week, the couples have a lot more time to talk about where they're at and where the future is at for them. Do you think that being the last week, it can change where the couple's heading?
Look, I think the couples are starting to plan their future, whether they're going to work on the outside, whether, they obviously live in different cities. Say Curtis is, I think he's Manchester, Maura's in Ireland. So it's sort of like, are we going to work on the outside? And they're sort of asking those questions.
Well, when you're speaking to someone in the villa, you take into consideration where they are living and where they're from, but it doesn't really hit home until you sort of get into that last week where you really start planning for how is this going to work on the outside. And luckily for me, with Amelia, she was in Sydney, but when you was obviously seeing Shelby in the house, so she was in Queensland, you're in New South Wales.
And I think that's a massive thing. Like, obviously, once me and Shelby came out, we sort of realised, we weren't that close, so it wasn't really worth putting in the time and effort for something that wasn't that strong at the time.
Well, I'll tell you who didn't want to put in the time and effort for a relationship, and that was Michael with Amber.
I think he did, but I think he was clutching at straws towards the end there. I think, we all know about the Casa and Moore thing. We all know about the whole Joanna, Michael, then he obviously came back in, then eventually he wanted Amber back, and then Amber's already moved on to Greg. So I think he did want her back, but it was just too late.
Well, I've got to say one thing. I'm stoked that chapter has been closed. The book's been written. It's been signed off. And I feel like Amber can now move forward.
Finally.
So obviously, Michael was dumped with Francesca from the villa. And I feel like that was a really good thing for Amber, because you saw Amber say a lot of the times she was trying to move forward with Greg, but it was almost like, I don't know, your stepdad was watching over you in the corner when you're trying to... It was like when you're in the back in the day and you let your mum makes you leave the door open with the girl. You know what I mean? You can't really... She still does that now, so...
With Amelia.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I know what you mean, and obviously Michael, he was clutching at straws, but Amber just moved on, and I think for him to be out of the villa, it obviously lets him and her and Greg just sort of be kissing around the villa and
not
just
have to
move on.
worry about someone looking over you. I feel like Michael handled the situation pretty poorly at the start with Amber seeing Greg. Michael was out there saying, like, you guys aren't right for each other. You're so much better with me. I'm not sweating and I'm not worrying about you being with Greg because I know that I'm better and that I could get you back if I wanted to. That was at the start. Michael, towards the end, he started to come around a bit more and he sort of said, he pulled Amber aside. This is after he'd been dumped. He said, I take back what I said, and I can see you and Greg working on the outside, and I do see a connection there.
And I think that was good for him. Obviously, once he got dumped, he realised he has to just mend everything together. He knows that they had a good time in there, but it just wasn't meant to be, and I think he did the right thing by just sort of, mending that back together.
Where does he go from here?
Look, I think he's out on the real world now, and I think that him and Joanna will probably catch up. I've already seen that they've all been catching up on Instagram. I think that... I think they'll probably just stay friends. I think Michael's a little bit of a player. He'll probably have plenty of other girls to choose from. I think that'll be it for them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Joanna will allow it to give it another crack and see where they can go. But from what I've seen, I feel like she should probably move on and try and focus on something else.
I think we all sort of realised towards the end that Michael is a little bit manipulative. Yeah. He sort of says the right things at the right time, and obviously he started to realise that he was fading away from Amber, and he just had nothing left.
Yeah, Michael's journey was a crazy one. I mean, I feel like he won over the public
towards the start.
Towards the start. When I first saw him, I thought that this guy is a player. You know, he's going to have girls hanging out of his hand, out of his hand, and he kind of changed my perception of him because he came around, he picked Amber, and they were going really, really well. They were connecting great, and everything was going fine. And then the Casa Amor drama happened, and he kind of showed his true colours a little bit. And
it was sort of sad to see him go in a way because he was a massive person in the whole series. Yeah. I think everyone will remember Michael and everything he sort of went through. I think it's sad to see him go, but his time was definitely up.
His time was definitely up, and I'll tell you what else was up. A couple's time was up that happened in the villa, and that was Jordan and Anna. What happened with that, mate? They were going so well.
Yeah, so obviously Jordan and Anna, they've had a lot of things go on lately, and obviously we've got a special guest today that we want to come in, and she's part of another couple that you know pretty well, mate. Obviously she's your missus, so let's get into it. Amelia.
Thanks for having me, guys.
What we really wanted to get your opinions on was the whole situation between Jordan and Anna.
I have so much to say about Jordan, honestly. Like, I have zero trust, with any boy now.
What, from UK or
the UK one. Like, when I watch it, I'm literally like, I'm shocked at all the men on there. I'm just disgusted. Like, when you guys are in Melbourne this weekend, I was messaging Josh like crazy, being like, where are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, oh
Mate,
my God.
I know, I heard it all.
Do you know why she has trust issues, though? Because I'm so reliable and I'm so good to her that when she sees the boys in the UK treating her like that...
They just look at you boys in the UK. You're just not doing as good with these.
I have trust. I have
trust.
I literally have trust issues now. Like, I feel sorry for you.
I do as well, Amelia. But, Jordan and Anna, they got off to a really good start. Jordan, obviously, with Casa and Moore, he didn't turn his head, and unfortunately Anna did. But, we've seen them get back together, and he's even asked her to be his girlfriend.
I know, it's so wrong. Literally 2 days later. Like, I just think he got caught up in the moment of it all, and I think he was seeing everyone else, but maybe he also had, in the back of his mind, maybe if I asked her to be my girlfriend, that might push us to be...
100%.
I reckon he was kind of playing the game.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I don't think he was playing the game. I think that Jordan genuinely had feelings for Anna, and I think that he really, really liked her. He proved that with Casa Amor. If he didn't like her, he could have just swayed his head, but he didn't. He chose to stay strong. I think that the moment got caught up with him. He woke up one morning and went, I'm actually in a relationship with this girl, and now we're moving forward pretty fast-paced, and there's only a week or so to go. I think he kind of panicked a bit, and then we saw what happened.
I think obviously he asked her to be his girlfriend, and then obviously he was getting along with India throughout the villa. He was waiting to walk past her and
But I wonder
have
if he
conversations.
was getting signals from her.
I think he was.
Yeah, because why else would he go for it? I feel like guys, they need that little bit of...
They would have been flirting,
inkling.
and then he would have gone, maybe I'm not happy in my relationship.
Yeah, for sure. I think that with Jordan, he only spoke to Curtis. He was on the fence. I think he was on the fence. Curtis gave him the green light to say, follow your gut. If you truly do like India, you need to explore that because you're going to regret it for the rest of your life if you hold back those feelings.
But the way I see that is I see
that as a game plan.
I see that as
From
a game.
Curtis, yes.
I see that Curtis is going, we're pretty much competing with these guys. Why don't I see me just stuff it up?
Yeah, because Curtis is smart.
He knows that was going to, he tells Maura he doesn't really look like the bad guy because he knows she's got a big mouth and will go and tell the girls.
I do think Anna's obviously been stuffed around massively. She's been essentially cheated on in a way.
Yeah.
I don't think Anna's an angel, though. Jordan tried to speak to her 2 days before that and say, I'm not really happy with the relationship. And all he got was he got barked at, he got yelled at, he got screamed at. And that has been a massive thing in their relationship.
I feel Anna is very immature when it comes to...
She's never wrong.
Yeah, she's never wrong. And she just goes,
Yeah, she's so sassy.
Let him actually talk.
Where does that sound familiar from?
Probably Amelia. No, I feel like he tried a few times to sort of let her know about his feelings, but she just barks straight down him.
Did you think it was fair, the spray that Jordan caught from Anna whilst he was talking to India?
Yeah, I did, because I think it's not on. If you're going to make... you're exclusive in a relationship, and that means because there's temptations, it's natural. So, but you can't go to another girl or another guy. It's the same. When you're locked into a relationship, you have to be loyal to that person.
Yeah.
You can't just of course you're gonna think someone's cute, or of course you're gonna have I don't know, attraction to someone else, but you can't act on it. You're in a relationship.
Well, that's the thing. I think in the Love Island villa, obviously tensions are pretty high and emotions are just flowing. You're constantly getting asked about who you like and stuff. And I think it just got caught up with Jordan. I think he just Like it literally, it just cracked. And he even said it, he goes, you literally get one shot at Love Island. And it's so true. Like no one ever goes back in to Love Island. And I think he just goes, look, I'm just going to go with my heart and just do it.
Well, you heard a lot of Islanders say in the Villa that I wouldn't have had the balls to do what Jordan did.
Yeah.
So you've got to commend him that, you know, he did what his gut and his heart was sort of feeling.
And obviously something else. It wasn't just with his heart.
It may have been the wrong thing to do. Yeah, that's it. It may have not been the right thing to do, but at least he's following his heart and his gut. And that is kind of the point of Love Island. What he did was really wrong. He did essentially be unfaithful to Anna in their relationship. They were only 2 days into their relationship, but at least he was following his gut. He was following his heart. I can't commend him on what he did.
How do you think it would have went down if he didn't ask her to be his girlfriend? I think
that's better. That's so much better.
Thing,
that's the main thing. It's like you're locked in now. You're locked in with that person,
and you can't escape.
You're locked in.
But I think if they weren't in a relationship, I don't think it would have been as much of an issue because she did go off with Ovi. Like he literally could have just been like, well, you've had your chance with someone else. Now I'm exploring my options.
Do you guys think it was fair that Anna's friends then hopped in on the back and started screaming at him, saying you're this, you're that? Do you think that was fair?
No, I don't think anyone should get involved. But I think because Anna was so strongly there for all of them, like especially Amber felt like I need to back her.
100%.
And she even said that.
That's exactly how I saw it because Amber hopped up and she went straight over. Yeah. And I just thought she was just doing that.
And Curtis was involved. Like Curtis, like they're all involved with each other.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that the baby challenge came in the next day. It couldn't have been a worse time to have it. And Anna was saying
my favourite things with Anna grabbing like the piece of paper or whatever that said her and Jordan's name. She's like, "What is that?"
And then obviously Jordan was just a single dad.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
She was like the nanny to everyone.
Well, I thought that it wasn't just Jordan and Anna involved in that drama. As we said before, Curtis was involved in that as well. And Curtis and Maura's relationship was then tested a bit because Maura was saying that how can you give Jordan the green go-ahead light to do this, and how do I know you're not going to do that? How can I trust you if you're happy to sit there and say, go speak to another girl when you're in a relationship with someone else? Like, what did you guys think of that situation?
Curtis's issue is just that he's too honest sometimes. Like, he just says stuff that doesn't even, it's not even fair. He just says stuff because he wants to be so honest.
Yeah, I feel like he's always, since day one, he's always been the guy that everyone goes to for advice. Yeah. And I feel like he sort of got to that point where his advice is starting to be a bit of a gameplay.
It's just,
I think. Talking about relationships, I want to ask you guys quickly though, like obviously a lot of relationships have been tested in and probably outside the Villa over the years in Love Island. You guys were sort of...
People didn't trust us.
They didn't
were
think
like,
you guys were
not
going to go
legit.
well on the outside. And obviously you're still together, so this one's for the haters. But obviously you guys are going strong, almost up to your 1 year.
Yeah, next week.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think, there's couples like Molly-Mae and Tommy that might get there, but who do you guys think are in the running to, stay together on the outside and also win the show?
I reckon Molly and Tommy are going to win, but I think Amber and Greg, they will probably stay the longest together.
Absolutely. I reckon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've agreed with everything.
No. Should we become a couple? We will.
There's couples in there that I think are going to last a year. There's couples in there that I think aren't even going to last 2 weeks. But you know what? Just because I think that, the public thinks that, other people thinks that, doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. Because doesn't mean that that's going to happen. There's a lot of different perceptions on couples in our series as well, and everyone was different.
And who knows? People might even get on the outside and they might start forming other relationships, like me and Taylor, for example.
True.
Like we got together once we got on the outside, whereas...
But that was for publicity.
He's still faking it, you down the track. Nah, but you know what I mean? Like, there could be couples that weren't in the Villa at the same time together.
I didn't even think of that.
And they're obviously, they're going to meet each other on the outside, and you just don't know. Like, they might get along.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you guys are going to break up after this. There's another thing this week, coming into last week, obviously there's final dates. There's budgets for different characters, and I think you know, some people get more than others. There's people that go on yachts. There's people that have donkey dates, like me and Shelby.
It was so apparent, like who they like put their like money towards in our series. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, but this one I feel like it was a little bit more evenly spread.
Yeah, it was even. I reckon.
There was helicopters and
they were all really different dates. Like someone had a boat, someone was in that like art gallery with the golden thing, Tommy and Molly-Mae. So everyone had a different sort of vibe on their date, which I thought was really, really nice. So there's not like a massive, you know, budget on one of the dates. They all were kind of spread out with really nice things. I did think though that Tommy and Molly-Mae, their date stole the show.
Yeah, of course.
It was like a gold room, like in an art museum or something crazy
I think it was like a mosque.
Really?
Yeah, it looked like a mosque. I don't know, or a church.
Art room or something.
Art room. There's a culture in you two.
So there was also this week we saw a public vote.
Yep.
Where there was 2 different couples go home. So that was Jordan and Anna and Chris and Harley. Did you guys think that they were the right people to go?
Yeah, because they weren't like, well, obviously, I think Chris and Harley were so fresh. And I don't know, I don't know if on the outside those two would have like,
What?
I don't know, meshed.
Yeah, I think they're suited, but I don't think they would have lasted on the outside just because it was so fresh. And I think they would have got out and they would have been having too much fun.
Yeah.
You know, like we all know, when you get out, like there's just so much happening. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So I think it would all catch up with them, and because they're not as, you know, close with each other, it probably would have just faded out. But obviously, I think Jordan and Anna, we know what happened there.
Literally,
their time was done.
When they were leaving, like the exit thing, it was hilarious. She was just being so sassy. Like
he's like, I've got no regrets, and she's like,
oh, no cheating?
no.
So towards the last episode, we saw a secret Islander Villa vote. That was done through the text messages on the phone. We saw that it was India Ovi, Curtis Mora, and Belle and Anton were the bottom 3 couples that are risking being dumped from the villa.
Yeah, I think in terms of those couples, they're all pretty strong couples. Obviously, there's a few that have been in there from the start. We've got Anton and who else? Actually, none of them except Anton are originals.
Yeah.
So I would love Anton to stay, but at the same time, I think Ovi is really liked by the public.
Yeah.
I think Mora and Curtis are pretty safe. So unfortunately, I think Anton and Belle.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. I literally love Belle. Yeah, I love Belle. I think she's such a sweetheart, and Anton, I love them as a couple. I think they actually will work on the outside.
I think they will last.
They will last, yeah.
I think they'll go about 1.5 years like you two.
What, and then what? And then
So
what
we've only got 6 months left.
That's it. So you guys have 6 months, and that's it.
It was hard because when the other Islanders had to vote a couple down, it's hard to pick a couple out of those ones that are left that's not a genuine connection and found someone that they really care about. So like for me, when they were all talking about who they wanted to vote to dump, it was hard to work out who to even vote for, or who to decide who goes home. So I thought it was...
Yeah, you're right. They're actually really surprisingly strong couples this year. Like even in our series, to be honest, it was like there was a top 3, clear top 3.
Yeah.
But other than that, like
There was no one else.
there wasn't that many that were like there wasn't that many that were sort of really strong couples. So it's good to see there's a good, 5, 6, even 7 possibly of good couples that were still there or have just recently been voted out.
Well, it's going to get really intense now because I feel every night there's probably going to be a couple that's going to get dumped. With our series, that every night they were doing a couple that was getting dumped, and it's sort of it changes things a little bit.
Is it a final 3 or 4?
I think they do 4 for the UK.
They do 4 for the UK.
But remember, literally, there was like, it was so weird when everyone left. Like, we were just like, there was just no one there. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It's very quiet.
It was
and
so
as we were
quiet.
saying at the start of the show, like it's literally just couples everywhere and there's no one just floating around going, who am I going to go choose? Like it's literally just couples. So it is a much different feeling.
But yeah, I can't wait to see how the next few days plays out. But guys, as always, we are going to move on to fan questions. So we appreciate you guys sending these in so much. This week's a bit different. We've obviously got our special guest, Amelia, in today, who's going to be answering some of the hard-hitting questions that you guys shoot us through. So let's get into it.
All right, guys, so as always, we haven't preempted any of these questions. We've literally just got them on Instagram, and we're just going to go straight off the bat. So the first question is from path.semwell, and it is, what's it like dating a smaller version of Dom?
Well, smaller in everything.
Smaller in every aspect.
I mean, yeah, it's great.
It's great.
It's lovely, yeah.
What would it be like if he was a bigger Dom?
Oh, even better, wouldn't it? Everything's better, bigger, right?
Oh, naughty.
I'm joking.
All right, that one's a little bit naughty. I had to ask.
He asked that one.
All right, so we've got a proper one. This one's from Anishka ____. And it is, do you have any regrets whilst being on Love Island?
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, I think I should have opened up more. I was really like trying to protect myself a lot because I couldn't tell. Like I was just scared of someone not liking me back.
Yeah.
So I wish I opened up more. Yeah. That's my regret.
All right, so this next one's from Emily Lewis with 4 S's, and it is the most annoying thing Josh does.
Oh my God, I reckon farting. But I mean, everyone farts, but Josh farts like 3,000 times a day, and it's always when I'm the big spoon.
It's not just me.
And he
farting.
rolls over. I'm ready to be the big spoon. Yeah, I'm the little spoon sometimes, but then I turn over. Well, he rolls over. I become the big spoon, and then there's farts, constant.
Okay, I have to answer this question as well because I have a pet hate.
Well, what
for
is
Josh.
it? It's just for her.
Yeah, no, I've got it, and it's
Everyone's
chewing.
ripping.
When you're around Josh and he's eating, you just want to leave. Like
he's
literally like, it's the worst sound in the world. Anyway, enough hating Josh. This one's from OTR_shadow, and it is, who do you think Amelia would have chosen if Josh wasn't there? How about we get you to answer this one?
Yeah, this is not for me.
Well, when she picked me first for the recoupling speech, it was a 3-horse race between Dom, me, and Teddy.
And no.
So I would have to say that if it wasn't me, this really kills me to say this, I would say probably Dom.
Oh, naughty.
But they wouldn't have worked out.
Nah,
She couldn't have dealt with
No,
yourself.
no.
Probably not.
No.
All right, guys, so there you have it. That's our Week 8 recap. We've got one more, which will be coming up on Wednesday, and that will be for the grand finale. So make sure you tune in on 9 Now. I'd just like to quickly thank Amelia for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me, guys. I loved it.
As always, you can search our podcast by searching Dom and Josh Intelligence Pending or on Spotify and iTunes. If you love the show, leave us a 5-star review. We really appreciate all the feedback.
And we'll see you guys for one more time on Wednesday, which will be for our grand finale. See you then.
See you then, guys.
Stream new episodes 6 p.m. daily on 9 Now.